Hi! So it's been a while since my last video. Yeah, and as you see, baby Monty is with me. He does not let me sit down. I have to walk around the entire time, and he got a lot of problems with his stomach and a few other things. I'm trying right now to do his 8-week update, but yeah, he is taking all my time, so I'm glad I'm finally able to make this video, and here are 9 things that help me stay positive through the whole process of conceiving a baby.
Hello and welcome to Caben Fam. We are Kate, Ben and baby Noah. After already making videos about my pregnancy, I will now upload videos of our life and the developing of our son. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, subscribe and follow us on Instagram.
So for everyone that doesn't know me and doesn't know my story, we started in May 2016 trying to have a baby, and basically for 1.5 years nothing happened. I didn't get pregnant. Then we went to a certain clinic and they helped us, and I got pregnant for the first time in April of 2018, almost 2 years after we started, and I immediately had my first miscarriage. Then I didn't get pregnant again until November 18th and had the second miscarriage. My third was February 19th. And then my fourth and final miscarriage before conceiving Noah was I got pregnant in April of 2019 and miscarried in June of 2019. So yeah, 4 miscarriages, 1.5 years basically, and in that time I just learned a few things that were really helpful for myself, and so here is my video. Number 1. A thing I learned for myself basically after I got pregnant. Really, I learned it in the last few weeks. I don't know how I started it, it made sense one night, I think. And that is really to say thank you. And I'm not sure to who I say thank you. Like, I'm not sure if it's a kind of praying to God or saying thank you to myself. I'm not sure, but just saying thank you. Because like when we are okay, it's easy to say thank you. Like when we had a great day, like the day he was born, when I finally held him in my arms, it was easy to say thank you because I had a great day. But there are days when things are falling apart, and the ability to still say thank you and still say also something is falling apart and I'm here crying and I'm devastated and something happened, there are still things to be thankful for. And I mean, like, maybe you got a great family, maybe you got a great husband or a great wife or a great partner, maybe you got a great job, some great friends, maybe you're extremely healthy or healthy in general while someone else you know isn't. Like, just I'm laying in my bed and I say thank you, and it doesn't matter what has happened that day. We had a really rough day the other day, and I will talk about in his update. And I almost wasn't able to say thank you, but then I did it and I felt better and I started feeling more positive. And as you will realize with many of my tips, it's really about feeling positive that it will work. And saying thank you is for me just the beginning. Point number 2. Naming the eggs. Yeah. Don't ask me how I started it. I don't know. It was basically a way for me to make it more real, I guess, so that I can talk to the eggs. Never out loud. like I waited for my husband to fall asleep and then I talked in my mind with the eggs. Yeah, but I named them. I named every single one of them, and you have to know, like, I started with this in November 18th and immediately got pregnant. So after the pregnancy, I was bleeding a little while. Then it was Christmas and New Year, and so it took us a while until we could go back to the clinic. So between my second miscarriage and my third miscarriage, there wasn't even a try for another baby. Like, we couldn't even try because I was bleeding a lot and I wasn't getting the hormones I needed. And so it's not like I failed getting pregnant in December or January. It wasn't possible, basically. And the same happened between February and April, and between then my fourth miscarriage and his conceivement. So I got pregnant every single time since November 18th. And yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm naming my eggs, not with like real names, like his name is Noah, his nickname is Monty. Monty eventually became the name, but like the name the egg really had before it became like a baby. The name was the pink egg, and for some reason I named my eggs after colors. Not sure really why, but it felt right. And the very first egg, the one of November 18th, was the queen egg, because queen stands for life and for hope. Then I had a miscarriage, and the second egg I named, the third miscarriage I had, was the red egg, because red stands for blood, and something you don't want to see if you're already pregnant. And I thought by naming the egg, the red egg, that it would be a good sign, because a baby also needs blood, and yeah. And then the fourth miscarriage, the third egg I named, was the rainbow egg. And then his egg was the pink egg. Yeah, don't ask me why pink, it was fitting, and so it helped me a lot that they had names, that I could talk to them, that I could call them, that I felt like there was something in me. And I mean, that was before I actually got pregnant, when it was only the eggs, and it made such a difference for myself, because now they were real. Number 3, and this goes hand in hand with number 2. I simply told my body that I would get pregnant. Like, I simply said, okay, you are getting pregnant. There is no other chance, like, there is nothing else that could happen. I took my calendar in my phone and I wrote down on this date, today you are taking a pregnancy test and it will be positive. Now, this was 2 weeks before I could actually make the test. And I told my body, this is when you will test positive, because this is the day you are supposed to get your period, and it won't come and you will be pregnant. And I did this in so many ways, simply telling my body, you are getting pregnant. Number 4, the imagination. So for myself, I imagined, how does the egg look? Where is it in my body? What will happen? And it simply helped a lot. Like with his egg, and I have to say we got a 50-50 chance with every single pregnancy that I will go through a miscarriage, because of my genetics and because of my balanced translocation. And so with his egg, I remember, like, there were it sounds so weird. It sounds so weird talking about it. But there were these roots, and they would like grab onto me and my womb, and like the egg was in there, and all these roots like would keep the egg in and would later keep the baby in. And it just was, for myself, thinking about it and thinking like, I cannot have a miscarriage right now because I'm still seeing these roots and they are still there, and the egg isn't able to fall out of me basically, or the baby isn't able to fall out. It changed so much in my head, because it was a way for myself to say I'm not able to have another miscarriage because I'm still seeing these roots and they are grabbing onto me. And actually, when he was born, mentally I was cutting all these roots. Like, I knew, okay, now it's time for him to be born, and one by one I cut down these roots, and it's just mentally it helped me so much. And okay, that was when I actually got pregnant, but before, like when it was just the egg, I imagined how is it looking, what is its color, how is it looks like where it is, and it helped myself a lot, making it real and making already the egg before I actually got pregnant, making it feel like there was a baby in me. And this it helped. It simply helped. Number 5, buying something for your future baby. So I have heard about people buying the whole furniture. I have heard about people buying the stroller or the car seat, or I don't know. No, I didn't do it. It's like we started in May 2016 after our wedding. He was born basically 4 years later in May 2020. Actually, pretty much exactly 4 years later. Imagine I would have had a whole room decorated for him. That actually would have been painful, I guess. But buying something small, like here or there, I picked up a onesie, I picked up a shirt, I picked up a few socks. And the thing that really stuck to me, I mean, sure, he's now wearing these things, but the thing that stuck to me is his stuffed animal. It's a little pig and it's called Martin. And I don't know, one day I bought Martin and Ruben, who is a hippo, who is now waiting for the second child. And yeah, I placed them on a drawer in our bedroom, and every night I would pass by Martin and Ruben, of course, and I would just think, you are just waiting for the baby. You are here, one day you will belong to my child, and you are just waiting because the baby will come. And and I don't know, just knowing that Martin and Ruben are sitting there and knowing it will work. Of course it will work because Martin and Ruben are waiting. It felt good, and it gave me so much hope, and it mentally just, like you already see and hear it, mentally we are able to go through so much and to change our bodies in so many ways. And of course, if you need medicine or an IVF or whatever, yes, of course, then you need all these things. Like, mentally we cannot change this, but the way you feel about the situation, the way you get hope, it helps so much, staying sane and staying healthy, mentally healthy. And it's just, I really honestly believe I only got pregnant because mentally I told myself. Number 6, the reason why. So with myself I got a 50-50 chance of a healthy baby. But basically I got a 50-50 chance of a baby or a miscarriage. And I'm not able to know why. Like, sure, I could ask the universe, why am I the one that got these messed up chromosomes? But that's not what I'm talking about. For myself, besides all the chromosome things, I was like, why am I having a miscarriage? Why? So he was waking up a little bit. Yeah. So I was asking myself, why do I have to go through all these miscarriages? And now, looking back, I actually found an answer. And the answer is, I went through a school. Basically, in Germany it's a little bit different than in other countries, but I went through school actually learning something like a job, and I was bullied like it was terrible. It was really, really terrible. And I went through these years of being bullied, and I knew I couldn't just change schools or something, because I had to go there to learn this job so that I'm able to work in this job. Like I said, it's a little bit complicated in Germany, but I knew if I stopped going to school, I wouldn't be able to learn this job, and I had to search for another one. So yeah, I finished this and I was feeling terrible. I was desperate. I had been bullied for 2.5 years. I wasn't able to work in this moment. I was really, really down. And so then I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage in April of 2018. And in September of 2018, I actually realized that the job I had picked wasn't mine, that I wanted to do something else, which basically is now a preschool teacher. And I started this in September 2018. If I hadn't had my first miscarriage, I wouldn't have started this new job. So the first miscarriage, I basically, only because I miscarried, I started this job. Now with this school, it was 22 months, I just finished, and I have to say I met one of the greatest class I've ever had, I've ever heard about, and basically it healed me. Like, finally I realized it wasn't my fault being bullied this much, and it wasn't like no one can stand me, like a feeling I had for all this time, like, oh, I'm so terrible, of course they bullied me. No, finally I was in a class where I felt loved, I felt like being taken care of. Like, there were some in my class that found out about my miscarriage, and like they just were there for me. Hi. And these 22 months, they really healed me in a way that I wouldn't have healed if, like, I just have had a baby and wouldn't have went to the school. So my second and third miscarriage, I basically my second, third and fourth, to make things short, if I hadn't miscarried, I would have stopped this new job basically. And now I finished, I had all my exams, and I'm able to now work as a preschool teacher, and so I'm able to provide for my baby that I'm now having. And yeah, so in one way I needed to get pregnant to tell myself, oh, I can get pregnant, and in the same way I feel like I had to miscarriage so that I would go on with my job. And now I got both the job and the baby, and yeah, for myself, looking back now, I found a reason why I went through these miscarriages. And sure, when going through this, or when not knowing why you're not getting pregnant, you don't know it. Like, I realized it sometime later. Like, I now realized why I had my first miscarriage 2 years ago. Maybe you don't realize it yet, but one day you will. And even if the only reason is that it made you a fighter, maybe that's the reason why you're going through this. Number 7, the Amazon baby wish list. Now, you don't need to use Amazon. It was my choice, but yeah, basically every time I would see something cute or nice or practical or amazing or I don't know for a baby, I would search it on Amazon, I would pack it in my baby wish list, and when I finally got pregnant and knew that everything was fine, I went through my wish list and was like, oh no, what was I thinking? Out, delete. Oh, this one I keep, this one I keep, this one I keep. And then I was starting to research and look at what brand did I wanted and like what I really wanted. It wasn't like I was buying all these products. It just was a reminder for myself. Oh, like 2 years ago you thought cloth diapers are a great idea. So what kind of cloth diapers are there? And yeah, in the same moment, like whenever I saw something for a baby, in the beginning I was like, oh, I will never have a baby. Like, that makes me sad and that hurts, and because I will never have a baby. Once I started this list, I was like, one day I will use this list, because one day I will just have a baby. And so, like I said before, it just was a mental thing for myself, telling myself it will work. It simply will work. Number 8, enjoying the things you are still allowed to enjoy. So during a pregnancy or when, for example, nursing, there are things you're not allowed to eat. There are sports you're not allowed to do. In general, you never know how a pregnancy turns out. You can be totally healthy, still you need to rest or whatever, you don't know. So for myself, whenever I did something that I knew I wasn't allowed during a pregnancy or that I potentially wouldn't be allowed during a pregnancy, I thought for myself, I'm enjoying this. I'm doing this now because I know I can't do it next month. Because I know next week I will get pregnant and this will be the last time that I'm eating this or that I'm doing this. And I had several last times. Like, I had several last times eating something or drinking something or doing something. But that didn't matter because every time I just thought, this is now my last time because next week, next month, I will be pregnant. And number 9, the last one, and I hope he lets us do this. So number 9, something that I had forgotten for quite a while, basically since I knew that he was healthy and that the pregnancy would go on until like a few days ago, and that is just smile. Like, I'm laying down in my bed at night and for 5 minutes I'm smiling. I'm not thinking about a certain thing. It's not like, oh, this is great or this is good. No, I'm just laying there, I'm breathing very calm, and I'm just smiling. And it makes you feel so much better. And no matter how hard the day was, no matter like what is planned for the next day, maybe you got an appointment the next day that you are scared of, or maybe you are scared of getting your period the next day or something like that. Laying down and just smiling for a few minutes will make you feel like everything is okay. No matter what has happened today, no matter what is going on tomorrow, everything is okay. And this is really a tip that helped me so much. And I just remembered this, and because for a while I thought I didn't need it anymore because I finally was pregnant and everything finally was fine. But yeah, I just remembered, and it helps so much. It helps so much to calm yourself down and to just remember that you are okay. Basically, you are okay. You are hurting and things are going wrong and it's a painful time, but you're okay. So these were my 9 tips to stay confident during the procedure of conceiving a baby. Yeah, like I said in my video, I think a lot is mentally, and like I heard so many times, don't pressure yourself, like just take a trip somewhere and forget about becoming pregnant and then you will get pregnant. It's not working. When you want a baby and it's not working like immediately, you're starting to get pressured and you're starting to get worried, and yeah, like I couldn't just say, oh, I'm not thinking about a baby anymore. Of course I thought about a baby. I wanted one. Like, of course I thought about it. And these things really helped myself to say, it's working. And it did work. And it will work again. And yeah, I'm just hoping that maybe if it's just one person that these tips help, it would be great. So yeah, leave a comment below if you tried something, if it helped, what you think, and see you next time. Bye.